This is the Xlite Crazylight. It's kind of a strange name to say out loud, but anyway, this is the latest addition to Pulsar's Crazylight series. And like the name suggests, the main goal of the Crazylight series is simple: take mice from Pulsar's main lineup and make them as lightweight as possible. Now this one was sent out to reviewers from Pulsar like 2 or 3 days ago, and shape-wise it's identical to the regular Xlite, which itself follows the Zywoo EC shape. So instead of doing a full review of another Xlite, this one is too similar to all other Xlites and the X2 Crazylight. Instead, I'm going to talk briefly about the build quality, the buttons, and the scroll wheel, and I'll compare it lightly to a few other mice along the way: the Zywoo mouse, the X2 Crazylight, and my Xlite V3 Size 1 Mini. First up, the shape. It's exactly the same as the Xlite series from the V3 models onward. The size is identical to the Xlite Size 1 Mini as well. Here's how it looks side by side with my Xlite V3 Mini. They are pretty much identical except for differences like the scroll wheel pattern, the LED on the side, and of course the bottom of the mouse. The stated weight for the Xlite Crazylight is around 41 grams if you're using dot skates that come in the box. But with the full-size dot skates already installed, it weighs in at 44.6 grams. For the main clicks, buttons 1 and 2 uses Pulsar optical switches, and these feel so much nicer than the racial optical switches that Pulsar uses in their main lineup and the ES line. So a quick tip: if you're looking to buy a Pulsar mouse, just double check the switch type. Pulsar usually just calls them fast and double click free optical switches, which mean racial optical switches. And honestly, those feel borderline mushy compared to these Pulsar optical switches, which have a crisp feel and a 100 million click lifespan. And the side buttons here feel light and snappy with barely any pre-travel and just a bit of post-travel after the click. One small change from the X2 Crazylight is that the Xlite Crazylight uses a TTC gold encoder instead of Pulsar's blue encoder. Scrolling doesn't feel drastically different from the Xlite V3 Mini, which has a Pulsar blue encoder. If I really look into it, maybe it's just a touch smoother on the Crazylight. And as for the scroll click, it feels about the same as the X2 Crazylight. The main difference is in the shape and the thickness of the wheel itself. Coating feels exactly the same as on my X2 Crazylight, so nothing new here. Overall, there's nothing wildly new about this release except for the weight reduction. So if the size 1 Xlite Mini has been your go-to shape, but you've been wanting something lighter, logically this would be an ideal mouse for you. A quick note on recommendations: size is extremely important, especially for ergonomic mice designed for the palm grip style. So even if the 41 gram weight sounds super attractive, I'd strongly advise choosing a mouse based on your hand size first. You know, rather than chasing the lowest weight, unless you are absolutely sure you're comfortable with a small ergonomic shape. From my experience, for ergonomic mice, going one size up is usually more comfortable than using one that is too small. Now for reference, my hand size is 17.5 by 9 and the Xlite Size 1 Mini feels too small for a palm grip for me. And it's not because my fingers are extended off the mouse, but because it lacks support towards the right, and it ends up feeling like I'm holding onto a tall, narrow mouse with a tilted grip, and that just doesn't work so well aiming in the games that I play. Now for comparison, the Zywoo EC3DW, which is also a small ergo that I recently reviewed, it feels much better for both comfort and control using the palm grip style, because it has wider proportions and it allows my hand to rest on the mouse more naturally. If you got smaller hands than mine though, the Xlite Crazylight Mini might work better for you than it does for me. And for gamers with my hand size or larger, if you want a light Pulsar mouse, I recommend looking at the X2 Crazylight instead. And that's because its symmetrical shape and profile make it far more flexible for different grip styles. Another option is the Pulsar Zywoo Mouse Mini if you're set on the small ergo. In my hand, it feels more comfortable than the Xlite Crazylight because it's wider and not as pointy on top. It's also heavier at around 55 grams, but honestly for an ergonomic shape, I find the weight of this one much easier to aim with, especially for long-range shots in games. This one is not a traditional ergo experience towards the back, but overall it still feels much better to game with compared to the Xlite Crazylight proportions. This also uses Huano transparent blue shell pink dot mechanical switches, which for me deliver the most satisfying clicks I've ever felt on a Pulsar mouse. And also the side buttons feel pretty awesome too. And lastly, not directly related to Ergos or the Crazylight lineup, but the Pulsar X2F is now available for pre-order. So if you're a fingertip grip user or you are thinking of trying the fingertip grip style with a mouse designed specifically for it, this one is definitely worth a look. I've ordered one for myself. It's the 5th anniversary edition, and the one that I have right now is an early beta prototype. I'll make a short video once the final version arrives so you guys can get a closer look. Now, final thoughts, the Xlite Crazylight is just a lightweight version of the Xlite model. Build quality is just fine, it's got the same tech as all the latest releases and has an 8K dongle in the box as well. Pulsar has a wide variety of mice which I think quite many people enjoy, and of course I don't like all of them or think they're all crazy or insane releases, because if not, then I think my channel would be a bit pointless. So please do have a look at all the different models on their website before you buy. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful in any way, please leave a like and subscribe to support my channel, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.